Hi guys, I'm Rata Joey,
And I'm Maxon.
and welcome back to FutureSight. This time we're covering Ninetales from Dragon Blade and Dragon Blast. Ninetales is once again a Stage 1 Pokemon with 90 hit points, a weakness to water, and a retreat cost of 1. It's carrying the ability Bright Luck, which allows you to, once during your turn when you evolve up to Ninetales, you can select one Pokemon on your opponent's bench and switch it with their active. It also has one attack, which is Cursed Flame. For 1 fire energy, you can do 20 damage plus 50 more damage for each special condition on the defending Pokemon. Now, I'd like to firstly mention the actual attack on this Ninetales is pretty much a word-for-word copy of the Leafeon from Undaunted, with its Miasma Wind, which is colourless for 50 times the amount of damage on... No, 50
Not the
times...
damage.
Yeah, 50 times the number of status conditions on the defending Pokemon. Now, obviously, we're not going to be able to build a deck around the attack.
There's the Abungus.
Well, yeah, but we've got Roserade at the moment, and
Yes.
we don't see many Leafeon decks running around, do we?
Well, not the current format, no.
Yeah. Well, it's just for the fact that it never worked even pre-catcher.
True, but the Amoonguss doesn't need the energy drop for its ability.
True. But really, the main reason we're looking at this Ninetales right now is for its ability, Bright Luck. Some
Which
people,
is, yeah, from Luxray G level X from the series past.
yeah, from Rising Rivals, it's the same Bright Luck but instead of like needing to go onto the active Pokemon, Bright Luck can actually now be used from the bench because you don't have to worry about the level X rule anymore.
Ah, yes.
Now, the major reason you'd want to play the Bright Luck Ninetales is mostly because it's a searchable catcher. I mean, in a catcher format, that might seem like a daft idea, but the searchability, even at the moment, makes it, an affordable card. And next format, we don't have junk arms, so catcher isn't going to be one of those cards you can just splash anymore. And personally, I see that as being a good reason just to run it, just because you have a catcher that you can search for. Max, what's your view?
It's bad.
A bit more on that, please.
It's a searchable catcher, okay, but you need to put down that Vulpix, and if you're talking about black and white onwards, and there's only going to be one Ninetales in format, people are going to look at that Vulpix and go, "Well, I don't want him to capture my whatever on the bench, like an eel or something. I better knock this out and make him waste a card."
It's a good point, but so that actually adds to personally, I think that adds to what you can do with this Ninetales. I mean, you can take that Vulpix, you can play it down, you can bluff on that Vulpix. Got a bad hand, you play down that Vulpix, they're gonna feel that you want to make them think that you actually have either the Ninetales in hand or a way to search it out. You can easily bait out an N on that. It's a choice between, well, I could either go for Pont or I could go for N. Don't want them getting that Ninetales. I'll go for the N.
Whoa. If this is black and white onwards you're talking about, we only have Pont.
True. Well, any other real draw supports, I mean, Sharon, Bianca, you can still force the N. You can still make them, cycle a bad hand back into your deck. And most likely, if your hand's bad enough to play for the bluff, then you're going to get a better hand out.
Yeah, but the problem with Ninetales is it ruins consistency. You have to run this, like, I don't know, say like a 2-2 line, just to have the same ability as the same one card you already have. That you can play immediately from your hand. You don't have to wait a turn to play it down. It's just play it, get the effect. No waiting, no bench space wasted.
I will give you that one. It is deck space spent, but personally, I think with it being just searchable in itself, it makes that space actually well spent. It's not a case of I'm just gonna. You don't really want to be playing for catcher because that itself can ruin consistency. But if you only have
It's
2 or
not gonna
3,
ruin. It's going to ruin your opponent's consistency.
well, it's the fact that how often do you play 4 of one card in a deck and you end up having like 2 or 3 in hand at one time? You never want like 4 or 5, 3 or 4 cards in your hand at the same time,
If it's
unless
gold
it's
pond, maybe.
well,
And
yeah,
you draw
but
support, I'll have more than 4.
well, not if it's Bianca. Oh, I've got 4 Bianca in my hand. At most, I can draw 3.
It's still better than nothing. It's better than having 4 Ninetales in hand.
True, but you're not going to run 4 Ninetales.
Well, there you go. If you could run either a 2/2 Ninetales line for 2 catcher effects you have to wait for, or on 4 catcher, they could draw into and just play them down immediately.
True, I guess. I still think it's worth it just for searchability.
If there was another Ninetales maybe to splash it with, then maybe I'd see it being worthwhile. But on its own, I just wouldn't recommend it unless you're building it for the attack. Then maybe I can see the point of running it. But other than that, if you're just splashing it for the ability, then I wouldn't go near it.
Maybe I can still see people trying this, even on a 1/1 line. I can still see people.
Sorry,
I can see people trying, and I noticed. I mean, I can see it. One of your top players, your Jason Klaczynski, your Kalsukovic, your Tommy Roberts, Sammy Sekun, one of those guys is going to play a 1/1 line of this at some point, and they will make it work.
Only if it's in the Moongus or some status deck, maybe.
Now, I can see them making it work just for searchability. And once one of these big name players has turned around and done it, it's going to be a case of everyone will do it because they managed to make it work.
Is this in the black and white on format? Because if it is, it's going to be a bit hard to do in a black and white on format without collect or anything.
True. We still do have some basic search. It's not the best basic search, but we still have the way of searching things out.
The only thing I can think of is Call for Family at the moment and any of the balls engines.
True, but most of the balls work with the whole line anyway. I mean, Vulpix has 60 hit points, Ninetales has 90, so they're both searchable by level ball.
Yeah, but the other thing is that isn't. It's like, as I say, talking about I think it was last episode, we were discussing Rayquaza. Or even Raikou. Or anything that just hits
Raikou,
the 60.
Yeah, the Raikou will make it basically a free prize. But with the Vulpix, it's a case of, once again, going back to how you can bluff with this. You play down that Vulpix, they might not want you to get that Ninetales. So instead of like going for your main attacker or something that would really hinder you, they might think, I'm going to stop them from like messing up my field. I mean, if like most powerful decks these days are running electric, they don't want that guy with 2 retreat in the active spot unless they've invested the energy on it already.
On the opponent, what the opponent's deck, what they're running, or if it really affects them that badly.
Possibly.
I mean, if they're running a switch and the only reason you drag out that Pokemon is for Ninetales just to disrupt, it's going to be a no card. It's got that whole 2 cards wasted to do very little. And even again, knocking out, bluffing a Pokemon so they get a free prize isn't always the greatest thing in a game. Early on, maybe to abuse some kind of search engine, maybe, but like late game, if you're trying to get a catcher out and the only reliability is evolving, I don't see it happening.
I can still see somebody making this happen. I can see them making it work.
With a Moongus.
Do you want our next review to be on a Moongus, Max? Shall we do this?
Moongus Leafeon Ninetales. Go, go, go.
Yes, that is our next article. We will do this deck. We'll make it tier 1 as well.
Ninetales needs a fire energy, doesn't it?
1 fire energy, yes.
I don't know. It's only got like 90 HP. It's not gonna sit around for a very long while. And again, the next format you don't even have Seeker, so you can reuse it.
I know we would have to rely on Super Scoop Up for picking him up, but
do we have illegal? Yeah, there's one in black and white.
Yeah, there's black and white onwards. There's one in black and white.
Unless Nintendo decides to do crazy thing and decide to reprint BTS.
Well, if they go for BTS, it does kind of take away from the whole bluff this guy. That and actually, yeah, they should do that anyway, just for balance format. But that's a totally different discussion anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of swerving off topic there.
Just a little bit, but we should be fine with it. Yeah, topics. Who needs those?
But yeah, in my opinion, unless if you're running Ninetales for the sole ability, then I wouldn't touch it. But if you've got a dedicated deck with the attack in mind, then obviously the ability is just a plus for running the card.
Yeah. Personally, I still think it's going to be a case of you want you want the ability, you want that search ability for the catcher. I mean, right now, as of, I'm gonna basically come out with some awful language right now and actually say that it's semi-searchable. I mean, right, as I said, right now, mostly you still have to use one, but after that, you've got your 4 junk arm and you've got 2 more catchers in deck. That's 6 cards that can become catcher. It's pretty much, with it being semi-searchable now, it's a lot stronger. But in the future, people aren't going to just go, oh, catcher, splash.
I think people will still splash catcher. It's too strong a card not to run.
Oh yeah, people will still run it, but they won't just play it down and say, oh well, turn 1 catcher, turn 2 catcher. People are going to play a lot more conservatively, and having a searchable catcher means at least you can go for it when you need it. You can
but if people play more conservatively, then people won't want to really waste their searchability on the catcher. They want to go on for the deck and search for whatever their key engine is.
True. I think maybe we should just leave this up to the actual viewers. Should we just let them argue it out for us?
Fair enough.
You sound pretty damn fed up.
It died his rage, all of it.
I'm gonna have to leave that in now. So yeah, guys, pop us a comment. Let us know what you think, and if you like this, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe.
And that'd be nice.
Well, that's what
liking things is good.
Well, yeah, that's what rate is.
I don't know these things.
Well, it should be that anyway. I think it is. Anyway, until next time, guys. I've been Ratata Joey.
And I've been Maxon.
Stay in the top percentage. And see you next time.